we're going to go ahead and get straight into this video, man. It was a big day for the NFL and free agency, man. It was crazy. It looked like a franchise mode on Madden, man. A lot of big-name players went to different teams today, man. A lot of players got released. There's still a few players that's out there that's up for grabs, man. The running back position, I feel like, was the highlight of the day. A lot of running backs went to different teams, man. But, a couple quarterbacks moved around, too. You got Russell Wilson going to the Steelers, man, on a $1.2 million contract. And he's still getting $38.8 million from the Broncos this year. So he's gonna be making $40 million before the season is over and done with. You got Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons. I think he's getting like $27 million or 30-something million, something like that. So he's getting a pretty good payday. I think he's like on a 3 or 4 year deal. But yeah, man. It was, like I said, it was a lot of crazy moves today. The running back position was crazy. I think the biggest shock was Saquon going to the Eagles. A lot of people didn't see that coming. A lot of people thought for sure that he was going to go to either the Cowboys or the Texans. And honestly, I feel like the Cowboys did a good job of not picking up Saquon just because of the injuries. Like Saquon, when Saquon is healthy, then I feel like Saquon is probably the best running back in the league, low key. But I feel like he's just been having too many injuries. And I think the Cowboys did the same thing that they did with Odell as far as Saquon. Just not really wanting to take the risk as far as the injuries, and then probably not even having enough money to pay him for real like that. They just let go of Tony Pollard, and he's going to the Titans. So I feel like Dallas, they're gonna mess around and get Derrick Henry next for sure at running back, because Singletary from the Texans just went to the Giants. So you got Saquon on the Eagles, Singletary to the Giants, and then you got DeAndre Swift that was on the Eagles. He went to the Bears. So, like I said, it was just a crazy day for the running backs, man. And I feel like, Tony Pollard, he just didn't have the season that, Cowboys Nation and Jerry Jones wanted to see out of him. So that was ultimately why I feel like they went ahead and moved on from him. And then just noticing, too, that they messed up by letting go of Zeke a little bit too early just because of what the people were saying and getting in their head. When you don't have a red zone threat like you would want, then it kind of messed up the offense. But I definitely feel like the Cowboys is going to either get Derrick Henry because he already trains in Dallas in the offseason. Then he just got a new house out there in Dallas. So it's either going to be him or possibly even Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones is from El Paso, I think. And, he would love to come and play for the Cowboys, I feel like, to play in his home state. So, yeah, man, they just kind of let Aaron Jones go, which is surprising to me because, he always have solid seasons. Like, granted, injury happened, but this year I think he got hurt, like a hamstring or something. He missed a couple games, but when he came back, he was like, he produced a lot in the playoffs. So it's kind of crazy to me how they just let him go like that. They signed Josh Jacobs, and then after they did that, they kind of let him know, like, all right, we're going to go ahead and, move on from you, which is kind of crazy. But I feel like now he only going to go and play for somebody like the Cowboys because it's in his home state. Or he might mess around and go to the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers might be interested in picking him up too, because it's him and Derrick Henry are really the only two other running backs that's left out there that I feel like that's just worth getting in the free agency if you're going to get somebody. Austin Eckler, speaking of the Chargers, he's going to the Commanders, which I don't know if that's a move that, he particularly likes that much, because the Commanders are really like one of the bottom of the barrel teams. They got kind of the talent that they need to be where they need to be, but they just don't have the quarterback situation figured out, I feel like, all the way yet. So that's only really their downfall. Their defense, I think, got worse because they let go of Chase Young. Yeah, bro. I feel like, honestly, getting back to the Cowboys, I feel like the Cowboys, like I said, they did a good job as far as making some moves, as far as getting some restructuring going on, because the Cowboys, really, they don't lack anything offensively. I feel like everything that we need to be in a position to get to a Super Bowl and win another championship is basing and structuring our team on the strength of our defense, because we've clearly seen out of all the years that Dak Prescott has been the quarterback for the Cowboys, you can't really depend on him to lead your team all the way to the Super Bowl. It's just not going to happen, because when it comes to them crunch time games and them clutch games in the playoffs, there's always going to be something. Now, granted, we can say with the Packers game, well, the defense giving up this many points with the whoop. But at the same time, you got to come out and do something on offense, keep the offense on the field a little longer than what you're doing, put some points up. so that your defense is not going out there possession after possession after possession, you know what I'm saying, exhausted and tired and giving up points. That's how you do that. So I definitely feel like they dodged a bullet for sure. Jerry Jones, he ain't got that much time left on the clock. So I feel like if he going to do anything, this is going to be the year to do it. Now, I honestly don't see how he going to do it. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm going to draft somebody on the defensive side. Maybe another left tackle to replace Tyron Smith because he's about to be up out of there. And Tyler Smith, he's been doing a good job coming in. They've been moving him around, which I feel like the Cowboys, they O-line is always versatile. Like, you might come in playing tackle, but you're going to play guard, center, whatever the case may be. You're going to move around from the right side to the left side. So we always have injuries on the O-line. So I feel like they're going to move around whoever they guard, but they definitely going to probably guard they're definitely going to draft an offensive tackle for sure. I feel like we need to go DB, so Kool-Aid, McKinstry, probably. Any one of the Bama DBs, I feel like that's what we need to go in the direction of. We need another lockdown corner. You can never have too many lockdown corners. That's our problem, too. The Cowboys be too complacent. I feel like, okay, you got Deron Bland, you got Trayvon Diggs. Granted, Deron Bland was playing this season out of position. He's more of a slot corner. You got Trayvon Diggs, who ultimately is a good corner, a solid corner for sure, but, you know what I'm saying, his weaknesses are always exploited every time, like, no doubt. And he coming off of an ACL tear, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he come back following that injury. I know it take a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, a few weeks into the season, maybe a couple months until they really feel like they back themselves for real. And then, you know, he might be playing with a little doubt, playing a step slow just because he got to get back into it. And then, you know, Gilmore, I don't know what we're going to do with Gilmore. I feel like, honestly, though, we need to kind of make some moves. I feel like it would be good to keep him on a team, but with a lesser contract to just be that veteran presence in the locker room and possibly even, you know what I'm saying, give us some good minutes and playing time throughout the season. But I definitely want to get one of those Bama DBs. I haven't seen really a Bama DB yet that just come into the league and not do what they're supposed to do. So unless I'm just forgetting somebody off the top of my head, but I definitely feel like we need to get one of the Bama DBs that's coming. And then we need to go ahead and get another linebacker. Van Der Esch, I feel like his time really playing is going to come to an end soon, like on some Luke Kuechly stuff or some Andrew Luck type stuff. Like, he been having these neck injuries way too much. And we got bro from Texas last year, but he tore his ACL, so I don't know how he going to look coming back or if the Cowboys going to keep faith in him, but I definitely feel like we should go get Micah Parsons' twin. I ain't going to lie, because he's a dog. Like, I don't know, bro from Penn State, he literally same number, same position, same play style, speed, all that. Like, it's Micah Parsons 0.2, so, or 2.0. So I wouldn't mind going the Cowboys going to get him either. But right now with the offensive situation, I feel like you know, getting rid of TP, they definitely gonna make a move to get one of these running backs that's already in free agency. I feel like the smarter move would be Derrick Henry, just because he's gonna give you not only he's an every down back, but he's definitely a back that's going to get you that goal line yardage that you need, or that 1 yard that you need for the first down. So you can't go wrong with him. And then Aaron Jones on top of that is a good back. You got Rico Dowdle, and then you got Deuce Vaughn at running back still. So you still got a solid running back core. I mean, even if they would have kept TP again, I wouldn't have been too mad at that, but I would have definitely liked to see them do more two-back stuff with Deuce Vaughn and get him mixed in, and then Rico come in and be more of your power back, because a lot of times he got the ball and he made something happen even when there wasn't nothing there, and he was getting like 4, 5, 6 yards off of a play where he was going to get tackled behind the yard of scrimmage. So, and they used him as a receiving back a lot too. So, with them getting rid of TP, I definitely feel like they might go in the direction of Derrick Henry. But with Aaron Jones becoming available too, that might, you know what I'm saying, that might get the Cowboys a little something to think about. I don't know. But as far as the Josh Jacobs going to the Packers, I feel like that's going to be a crazy season for them, because they already got the weapons at receiver. They got a whole bunch of young receivers. You got a great O-line behind a young quarterback who's been behind Aaron Rodgers, collecting all this data. He got the same throwing motion. He got the same IQ level. And I ain't going to say the same IQ level, but he got a lot of that Aaron Rodgers in him as far as up here and with his decision-making, except for when he threw the pick versus the 49ers, obviously. But I feel like they're going to be a problem, bro, because you got Josh Jacobs. I feel like they upgraded at the running back position, and then they still got A.J. Dillon for whenever they get down in the trenches for real in the goal line. So It's going to be crazy to see how they looking this year. Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons. I feel like, I kind of felt like he was, I said that earlier in the year too. I said, if anything, the Vikings, if they get rid of Kirk Cousins, which I felt like they was going to do, he going to go to the Falcons or something like that. Like a team that needs a quarterback. Because they already got the pieces in place. You got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and you got Bijan Robinson. And then on top of that, I feel like he's a good player to have your young quarterback back up and kind of learn a little bit from, to kind of get adjusted into the NFL and being an actual quarterback for real. So I feel like the Falcons might be able to do a little something this upcoming season, just because the fact that they got Kirk Cousins coming in at quarterback. And, you know, if that O-line can just hold up and give him some time and he can stay healthy, not take too many hits, they should have a pretty solid season. Brian Burns is going to the Giants. I feel like Brian Burns going to the Giants. The Giants D-line is going to be something serious. I'm not going to lie. And they in the Cowboys division. This is going to be interesting to see this year, because the Giants is low-key making some moves. And now I don't know what they're going to do as far as, you know what I'm saying, the Saquon thing. I mean, they got Singletary, but is he really going to make up for Saquon? I don't think so. I feel like it's going to come down to Daniel Jones, what he going to do. That team goes on him because they got the pieces of receiver. They got a pretty young, fast receiving core. Defensively, I feel like they pretty solid on defense as far as they front seven now for sure. You got just added Brian Burns, and then they got young DBs that's ready. They got some playing time and experience this year. So the Giants ain't to be slept on, bro. And then they got DeVito too. DeVito balled out. So shit, even if Daniel Jones not having a good year or he get hurt, shit, we still got to worry about DeVito. So, and then the Eagles, like, I'm so sick of the Eagles. The Eagles just want to be the monstars of the NFL. They can't be content with what they got. They got all these players. Bro, they literally got rid of DeAndre Swift, who I feel like he didn't do nothing wrong to get released or traded anyway. And then they go and they get Saquon Barkley. Now, what's going to be sad for the Eagles is if Saquon Barkley come out and get hurt. But they still going to have running back play anyway, so it ain't going to matter because they got Gainwell. Jalen Hurts run the ball 70% of the time anyway. So they're going to be good. They're going to be good either way it go. But yeah, man, I feel like today was really crazy for the free agency. Cowboys, they dodged the bullet, like I say. It's going to be interesting to see what they do to fill this gap at the running back position, because I feel like their time is running out as far as, you know what I'm saying, with the patience of the fans and shit. Jerry Jones' clock is running out as well. So we're going to see what they do. Dak talking about he want this big contract. They say he going to break the bank. I don't know. I think Dak Prescott, he just needs to, I don't know. I feel like he's not the answer. I feel like we got Trey Lance. I feel like another Tony Romo scenario needs to happen with the Cowboys. I feel like Dak Prescott needs to be put in his ear that we're going to have these guys challenge you. The spot is up for grabs. We're going to see what's going on. I feel like Trey Lance would give the offense a little bit more of a spark. He can still get the ball to CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson and hand the ball off, run when he need to. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. And, oh, yeah, for the Vikings, I feel like the Vikings going to probably replace Kirk Cousins with bro from LSU. I wouldn't be surprised. Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there. Or a lot of people saying Drake May, but I don't see that. I don't think Drake May is sitting in the pocket dotting up Justin Jefferson like that. I don't think he's throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. But I feel like Daniels will do, and he's more of a run threat. I feel like the Vikings need more of a dual threat quarterback. I think they need to move on from a Kirk Cousins type of quarterback. I think they need more of a dual threat quarterback more than a pocket passer, because that's going to really set them up to do what they need to do. Now, the Raiders got better defensively as well. The Raiders went and got Christian Wilkins. Now, I feel like that was a great pickup for them. Their defense was already going crazy this year. So, they did lose Josh Jacobs, But you did just gain Christian Wilkins on the defensive end, so the defense is going to be real stout, real tough to go against. Now it's going to be interesting to see who they replace at the running back position. I feel like they might draft a young guy, or they might just go and get Aaron Jones since he's available. They might just swap running backs. I don't know. But either way it go, you still got Devontae Adams on your offense. So, but yeah, man, y'all let me know what was the biggest surprise of y'all today as far as the free agency, and then y'all let me know who y'all would like to replace certain players for certain teams that got a gap that need to be filled. Particularly your team or the Cowboys, because you know the Cowboys is the most talked about team, the most valued team in the NFL. So, yeah, man, y'all let me know. But anyways, man, your boy, gone.